I ain't even gonna lie to you. This hot topic today, I was a little bit excited about it, but I ain't really excited about it. It's about abortions. Florida is suing Planned Parenthood over the safety of abortion drugs. Here's what to know. This one, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't want to talk about that. I don't. I'm not talking about no abortions. I don't want to talk about no abortions, okay? I don't want to talk about no abortions. Look, let me share the screen so anybody interested, because I do think it's important to know. I'm going to put it on the screen. You could go read it, run it up for yourself. It's from the AP. Look, abortions. People, abortions. Look, I'm a pro-choice type of girl. Women could do what they want with their body. That's where I stand on it personally. And this is not to reflect the views of Hollow News. Attorney General has filed a suit against Planned Parenthood, claiming the organization is misrepresenting the safety of abortion pills. That sounds like some right-wing bullshit to me, but whatever. That's my personal opinion. Y'all want to read the story? Go to the AP. I did not. I thought this was something else. When what's a great topic? The abortions. The abortions a great topic. Since I'm on this wine, Ashley, cut this up. One of the great parodies we did. You're showing all your talents, and it wasn't that good. Speaking of abortions, this is a hot topic that just came to me, and we got an intimate little situation. But y'all could go to the AP and read more about that, what they're suing them about, and how that affects y'all. Never mind. It's too deep. Somebody told me, okay, years ago, I had a hot topic on my page when I was still working at iHeart. I just went live. And who has the right to choose the abortion? Is it the woman or the man? And here's the reasons why I say that. If the man wants the baby, but the woman doesn't, she gets full control, right? And granted, it's coming through our body, so it's kind of like who, but one person, the man is gonna, you have a 50% chance of what you want not happening. So if you want the baby and she don't, she gets to get rid of it, right? But if you don't want the baby and she does, she gets to keep it. So either way, someone is making a decision about your life that you have no control over. And granted, things happen. You could be safe. You could use protection. Things, condoms aren't 100%. Maybe it breaks or something. And you're like, or it's a situation y'all just hooking up. You don't love that person and you don't want to build a family with them. Now you're stuck with it. Or you do love her and you do want this and she doesn't want it. And here's the thing, and this may sound a little pick-me. I always felt that was unfair for men. Because when you think about it, you're just like, you have no control over this. You're just at the mercy of this woman. And y'all don't feel like that's unfair? I feel like it's unfair. Now, granted, as the woman who gets to make the decision, I'm like, I want to do whatever I want to do, regardless. Like, I don't really care about your input. But that is kind of selfish, right? For 18 years, or your heart is broken if like you want the baby and she's like, hell no, I want this baby. Like, you just don't have a choice in that. I guess, look, women don't get too many things that we are in control over in this patriarchal society. So I guess that's the one thing that we get to say, you are at the whim of our power and our control. Yes, it's a woman's body's their choice. But for me personally, it wouldn't matter how much I wanted that child. If the man ain't want it, I wouldn't have it. Because I'm like, I'm gonna have to deal with 18 years of, and maybe he comes around eventually, but you're gonna probably stress me out during my pregnancy, the first couple of, like, ain't nobody got time. I don't want to do, here's the thing, I don't want to be in nothing that you don't want to be in. I'm not finna be chasing no man, paying child support. Come be a father to your son, Leroy. Be a father to you. I'm not doing it. I'm not chasing a man. I'm not chasing a man to take care of my child. So even if I and honestly, because this is what always bothered me about the storyline and Insecure with Condola, right? Lawrence did not want that baby, right? If she says, fine, you ain't got to be in his life, whatever. And of course, Lauren's not a piece of shit. He's going to be in a baby life. But he like, I didn't want this. Me and Issa don't reconnected. I don't want this. Can you not? And she like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to have a baby again. You ain't got to be in a baby life. And then she got mad because he wasn't in the baby life. I just was like, girl, you told. It's just a very, I don't know how to make that fair. It's granted, definitely, we don't, wait, hold up. It may not be the one making the decision. Family sometimes plays a big role. That's true. That's true. And I know, look, religion, sometimes families like, we don't believe in this, or well, whatever, you can't do this. So I get that, but still, it is a decision that is affecting two people for essentially 18 years, right? If they have the child. Or I know situations where the woman didn't want it and the guy did, and it destroyed their relationship because the guy was heartbroken. And he was like, I had no say in this child that I really, really wanted that you didn't want. And you just made this decision regardless of how I felt about it. So it just feels very unfair. It does. Well, what's very selfish, Auntie, on the man part or the woman part? Let me see what Pope Panther. We don't have any control. If he don't want the baby, she can decide to keep the baby and put him on child support. Pull out game needs to be stronger. It is really no control. That was a crazy storyline on Insecure. Yeah. And here's the thing. The control, ladies, let's be real. Do we think that's fair? Do we think that's fair that when it comes to the decision for a child to come to term, to be birthed, it's solely on us? Do you think it's fair that a man really does not have any say in it? And here's the wild thing. It's a story that I saw recently or heard about when I was watching Funky Doniva's podcast, that a doctor crushed up abortion pills and made his side chick like take them, and while she was sleeping. Of course, she sued him and pressed charges and all that stuff, but she didn't want to not get rid of the baby, but he was married and he's like, we can't have this baby. Now, granted, you lay down and you did that, you got to deal with the consequences, but I don't know. I don't know. I do see some instances where men are reckless and you got to deal with the consequences, but you do see certain instances where, I'll say this, in a world where men get to have a lot of control, like I said, that's one thing that women have control over. I have seen instances where, like, and here's the thing, it always happens to like a good guy, like the deadbeat dads who be don't caring and running up and women shooting up the club and they don't care. They need to do whatever consequences. But I generally see these with guys who are like decent guys who are like, yeah, it was a mistake. I didn't, we were just having fun. Maybe the condom, and I didn't know her that well, and I wouldn't have wanted to have a family with her. Ooh, this just hit me though. This just hit me. And y'all know I'm back into my church. Shout out to Transformation Church. I visited them this past Sunday, and I glad that came to me because that was something that I wanted to shout out. Pastor, I can't even think his name, Pastor Jones. Amazing word, talking about your worthiness. But as I'm starting back my spiritual journey and getting closer with God, something just hit me, and it was like, that's why a part of you wait until you marry. Right? Now, granted, we all grown. Ain't nobody doing that. But that's a part of it, because it's like who you lay with is essentially could be a bond, a covenant that you create, even if it's not even through marriage. It's a covenant through the creation of a child that you're stuck with, right? And the women has to deal with the spirit of that man, and the man has to deal with the spirit of that woman. And, if you're being careless and reckless, and not knowing who you're laying down with, you run the risk of creating a life in a way that is outside of the will of God, God's will for your life. Because and granted, every child's a blessing. Every child is here for a reason, myself included. that is a part of my life story. And one day I'll tell that to you guys about how I'm even alive, right? So I get it. Everybody's supposed to be here. I wasn't supposed to be here, but I just think that's a part of why that I ain't gonna lie to you. The spirit just hit me. It was like, that's part of why in our religion it's like, save yourself, because this is what you don't want to have these type of issues. And that part of that is unfair. And here's the other thing, man, something else that just hit me. You guys are leaders. You lead the family. And so if you're laying with a woman, you do run the risk of, this could be my child's mom. And it's just that serious. And granted, women, we have, in this modern day and age, we have more of the choice to be like, I'm gonna keep it, I'm not gonna keep it, I'm gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it. But men, as the leaders of the family, because I'm a little bit of traditional when it comes to that. To me, I don't believe in no woman leading no house. I don't believe in that. Men, you lead the house, you lead the family. Even if you're not with that woman no more, you're still a leader. You raise the child, you provide safety, right? And so, yeah, I just think that is a decision that you can't take lightly. And that's why every woman that you lay down with could potentially be your baby mama. And you got to be like, if something goes awry and she wants to keep this baby, do I want to do 18 years with this? 18 years, and on his 18th birthday, he found out it wasn't his. Shout out to Kanye. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. There's no way to fix it. Just be mindful of who you're laying with, because it's her body at the end of the day. Yep, that's what I just said. Panthers. Yep, concur. You concur. Just watch it. How about the craziness with the Michigan football coach? That was crazy. I mean, but she wasn't pregnant though, but he went crazy on her. God's plan for your life, that part. Wait, what's that? And you got to tell me what that emoji means. But yeah, y'all, this has been a fun show that the abortions took us over here. But y'all, here's the thing. I want to have like more topics like this where we talk about life, and I'm gonna start bringing on like psychiatrists and thought leaders, and even just everyday people who have like strong opinions on things. And I want you guys to have these like conversations with me with hot topics. But yeah, that was an interesting one. But I don't know. Do y'all think it's fair? Do y'all think it's fair that women get to control if a baby is born or not? Do y'all think that is fair to the man? I don't think it's 100% fair, but it's really no way around it, right? It's up to that woman of what she wants to do with her body. Just for me, if you're in a relationship with me, I personally feel like at this big grown age, I don't have kids, y'all. Y'all know I don't got no kids. That's why the body is still tight. That's why the titties still sit up, right? But but for me and my man, we're making that decision together. I'm not gonna just arbitrarily make a decision that affects him and me. But that's what comes with maturity and age. And why they also say, you should wait and you shouldn't do certain things. I ain't gonna act like I was always the smartest. I ain't gonna act like I didn't always make the best decisions. Lord knows, but God. But at this day and age, I think at the big ripe age of 37, almost 38, that's to me is a conversation that you have with your man. And hopefully you're being responsible and doing what you need to do.